You're listening to episode 136 of Alexa in Canada, The Voice Experience. Hey there, I'm Dr. Teri Fisher, one part physician, one part voice enthusiast, one big part Canadian, and one small part of our community, Northern Voice. Together, let's explore how voice technology is transforming our lives north of the border. Let's talk voice. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Teri here. And before we get any further, I have to remind you that if you're listening to this on the day that this podcast comes out, then tomorrow, Wednesday, August 26th at 5 p.m. Pacific, we have the next session of The Voice Den. And The Voice Den is your opportunity to be on the hot seat. It's like a reality TV show where you get to talk to some of the biggest personalities in the voice industry, the voice influencers, and ask them any questions that you have about voice technology. So I hope that you'll join us. There still is some prizes to be given away. Just go check out thevoiceden.com for your free seat and to check out to win those prizes. Hope you'll join us. All right. Now, before we get into the podcast as well, I also want to let you know that I'm doing something a little different this time around. And that is, in addition to recording the audio for the podcast, I am actually recording the video as well right now. And I'm going to try this as an experiment and see how it goes. If you want to check out the video, then you can always go to my YouTube channel. Just search for, on YouTube, Dr. Teri Fisher, and you'll be able to find the podcast episode and hopefully the subsequent podcast episodes as well. Today, we are going to talk about blueprints, and I'm actually going to show you some of the things that you can click on the Lexi app if you are interested. So if you are watching the video, you'll be able to see that. If not, no worries. If you're listening to the audio, I'm going to talk you through what I am showing, and either way, there's lots to learn. So what are blueprints? Well, first of all, blueprints are a way for I'll call them non-developers, people like me, people that don't know how to code, to create their own custom Lexi skills. Now, I've been talking a little bit about this on the Flash briefing recently, and you'll know that I think blueprints really are powerful because it truly allows you to customize Lexi in the sense that you create your own skills. And blueprints are like templates. And in fact, there's over 30 templates or blueprints that are available to Canadians here. And so again, if you are on the video version, I am going to be pulling this up on screen. On the audio version, I'm going to explain exactly what we're doing, and I think this will be really interesting to you. Now, the way that you would, first of all, set up blueprints is you would go into your Lexi app, or you can do this online by searching blueprints, and you click on the bottom right icon where it says more, and then you're going to see blueprints now is featured quite prominently in the menu. And when you click on that, you get a little bit of a blurb about what blueprints are. And again, I'll just read you what it says on the Amazon page here. It says, have Lexi say whatever you want. Create personalized skills in minutes. Just fill in the blanks. And if we click on all, I can tell you that, like I said, there's over 30 different blueprints. And I'm going to go through a few of these and talk with you about what you can do with some of these. The first one that is highlighted is a custom Q&A, and it allows you to customize Lexi's responses to questions. And when you click on that, it actually gives you a little sample of some things that you can do. So you could set Lexi. Remember, all of this is customizable. That's the whole point of this, is that it's all personalized. So you can set it up so that if you were to ask Lexi in the example I give, for example, Lexi, who is the best mom? You could program Lexi to say something like, I just compared all moms in history, and my conclusion is that yours is the best. So what I did something kind of fun. I programmed my Lexi for the question, Lexi, who is your favorite person in our home? And then I did this in front of my kids, and they were, of course, hoping that Lexi would say them. But what I had done was I had programmed Lexi to say Coda, our dog, is Lexi's favorite person. And they thought that was really funny for a couple of reasons. One, they were amazed that Lexi actually knew our dog's name, Coda, because I'd programmed it in. And number two, they thought it was cute that Lexi chose the dog over them. So, I mean, there's all kinds of fun things that you can do with custom Q&A, and I'll let you play around with that. Some of these other ones are more seasonal, so I'm going to kind of mention them, but I'll skip over them. The next one is Hallmark Valentines greetings, and this allows you to create some Valentine's greeting cards with personalized images and messages. The next one is a countdown. So let's look at this one. And you can set a customized countdown to a particular event, to a particular date, to a particular time. The example that they give here is you can set Lexi with the statement when you say, Lexi, open New Year's calendar. Sorry, open New Year's countdown. Lexi will say, time to get started. Hey, everyone, get ready for 2021. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. You get it. So Lexi will do the countdown. So that's what you can do. You can choose the length of the countdown. You can customize the phrases and sounds, and so on. The other thing I should mention is that once you have published these blueprints, they're for you. They're not out there in the public for everybody to use, but you can choose to share it with friends and family. Okay? So that's the countdown one. The next one on the list here is a story quiz. This is interesting. This one says you can create a story and then test your memory. So this could be a fun one to do with kids, for example. And the example they give here is that you say to Lexi, Lexi, open spooky story. And it starts to tell you a story. And again, they give you a sample here with a paragraph. And then you can have Lexi ask you questions about the story. And then Lexi will have a dialogue with you about the content of the story. Okay? So you can try to test the listeners of the story with your questions. The next one that you have, this is a really good one, a really practical one, particularly because people are going back to school, and it's flashcards. You can create flashcards. And of course, you can test yourself, and you can use Lexi to help you master any subject. And so, for example, you would say, Lexi, open my flashcards, and Lexi would say something like, depending how you set it up, welcome to my flashcards. The big test is coming up. Study as much as you can before then. Which mode would you like, review or test? And if you say review, then Lexi will take you through the review module. And if you say test, then she will take you through the testing module. So that is really interesting as well. The next one is a listening quiz. So this is when you can listen and recall things with this listening quiz skill. And this is a great one as well to prep you for content. You would put in some of the content, and then Lexi would test you on that content that you just heard, and you could program those questions. And you know what's really interesting, just from an educational perspective, people tend to learn better when they're actively learning, and that means even the process of creating the skill will help you to master the content. All right, so after that one, we've got one that's all about mom. So you can surprise mom with a personalized story narrated by Lexi. Fable, so you've got create an interactive story with a timeless lesson. You can create different types of games. There's one called First Letter. And what this does, it allows you to play a game that has categories starting with certain letters. So for example, you could say, Lexi, open my alphabet game. And it would say something like, welcome to my alphabet game. Let's see how well you know your classic rock bands. Get ready to get down. Philip, in the category classic rock bands, what starts with the letter? And then you would have a letter. And you see if you can answer the question correctly. So you can actually create games quite easily through blueprints. You can use the blueprint Whose Turn. And this is something that you can use when Lexi will help you to determine whose turn it is to do something, whether that is some type of chore or whether it is, whatever you want it to be, if you need Lexi to help you to determine whose turn it is to do something. Trivia. Again, this one is similar in some ways to the other ones, but you can simply program trivia, a trivia game on any single topic that you like. If there's something that you have fun learning about, or there's something that you and someone else in your family or a friend enjoy having a friendly competition or argument about, you could create a trivia quiz and put some points on the line. Next, let's see what we have here. We have what to do. So if you have a number of things that you need to get done around the home, you can put these things on a list, and then when you put them on a list, Lexi will randomly choose for you which one to do. And so the example is, Lexi, open random picker, and Lexi will say, welcome, let me pick for you. Tell me which category to pick from, movies, dinner, or things to do inside, or something else, and so on. And then Lexi will give you some ideas about what it is that you want to do. Facts, so you can create a personal list of facts on any topic that you want. And then when you ask Lexi to open the facts, she will give you those facts. Family jokes. How about this one? Creating a list of your favorite family jokes when you need a laugh. So here's the example. Lexi, open family jokes. And Lexi responds, hi, welcome to Family Jokes, where I can tell you jokes about your family. Here we go. I got a D in math. What do I tell mom? Tell her dad has to stop doing your math homework. Can I tell you another joke? I don't know about the joke quality itself, but the blueprint is pretty cool in terms of what you can do. All right, there are so many more options here. So I may skip a couple here just for the sake of time, but you're starting to get the idea here. You can have a blueprint that's called How Many Days, and you give Lexi an important date, and then she'll count down the days to that event. So if you've got a big event, if you've got a birthday party or a wedding or an anniversary or whatever it is, or you want to count down to Christmas, you can put the date in, and Lexi will tell you how many days it is until that. Here's kind of a fun one, adventure. You can create an adventure story where your child is the hero. So you start to write a story. You can actually customize one that's already built, or you can start one from scratch. You can put in sound effects, fun expressions, and all that sort of stuff. So you can really give it a lot of dimension to it as well. Compliments. How about complimenting people? You can create your own list of compliments. And, well, that's a nice thing to do, huh? Enough said about that. Holiday story, that's another one that you can do. Similar, where you can create a story with a particular person as the main character. House guest. This is a great one, particularly if you rent out your homes, if you have a B&B or you rent out a recreational property. What you can do is you can create a guide to your home and to the neighborhood. So the person would say, Lexi, open my house guest guide. And for example, Lexi would say, welcome to your personal house guest guide. Your host created this custom skill to help you enjoy your stay. While you're in town, if you ever have a question, ask me, and then you can have the questions follow up. All right, let's see what else we got. We've got one called Yes, No, Maybe, and it asks Alexa any yes or no question and hear a randomly selected response. Okay. Fortune teller, if you want to have Lexi give you a glimpse into the fortune. Sorry, I realize I keep switching back and forth between the real A word and Lexi. I'm trying my best not to trigger your devices. Santa's letter is another one here. So Santa's letter is where you can write and send a letter to Santa. And then you can check back every day to track its progress to the North Pole. So that might be one kind of fun to get into in the next couple of months. Sci-fi, in that case, you can create an interactive story with a sci-fi theme, similar to the other ones that we've heard. Birthday trivia, fun one for a birthday party. You can create a trivia game about the birthday boy or the birthday girl. And that could be a lot of fun for a party. 5-item rush. What you can do is, this is a game, and you can score your friends in this wacky categories game. Here's an example of how it would work. So you would say, Lexi, open Animal Rush, and Lexi would say, welcome to Animal Rush. There are 3 players today. Player 1, you'll be the judge. Player 2, name 5 things in the category. Types of turtles. Ready? Go. And then you would do them, and Lexi is acting almost like a commentator or the MC for that game. Dad jokes? Well, not a lot to be said about dad jokes. You can create a list of dad jokes. Burns. The opposite of compliments, I suppose. You can create your own custom burns and use those to burn family members, friends, well, whoever you don't like, I suppose. Or like. Come on. Burns. Fairy tale. So again, you can create an interactive story, this time in the theme of fairy tales. 3-word sort. This is a train your brain quote. Train your brain in this topsy-turvy sorting game. Quiz. Challenge your friends with open-ended questions. Inspirations. So this is one where you can curate a list of your favorite motivational quotes. Pretty cool. And then if you're ever looking for some motivation, you would ask Lexi to open, for example, if you give it the name Family Inspirations. Okay. Going on, we've got Task Tracker. This is a good one. This is if you need to keep track of things to help you stay organized. The example that Lexi gives here would say, open morning checklist. And Lexi would say, welcome to morning checklist. Would you like to check things off or hear it first? And it gives you the option of checking things off or reviewing things. And There are lots of things you could set up there, grabbing the keys, grabbing your wallet, getting your phone, reviewing your meetings, etc. Helps to keep you a little bit more on track. Babysitter. This is a great one too. So if you have young kids and you hire babysitters, sometimes babysitters have questions about things around the house. You can create a customized, personalized Lexi skill that answers questions for the babysitter. For example, the babysitter could say, "Lexi, open my babysitter," and Lexi would respond, "Hello, and thanks for all your help today. This is your custom guide to caring for the little one. If you have any questions, just ask." And then it gives an example. It goes on to say, well, maybe the babysitter says, "Where are the diapers?" And Lexi would say, "In the nursery closet, check the bottom left shelf. What else would you like to know?" So that's great. So you can put all those key things and emergency things and everything you want your babysitter to know about your home and about caring for your little one. Sidekick is the next one, and this one is all about Lexi having your back with basically some funny responses. Chore Chart. I like the idea of this one. This one is for scheduling and tracking weekly chores for the entire household. So the example here again is, "Lexi, open Chore Chart." And Lexi would say, "Hi there. You can hear the chore list, log a chore, or check the chore score. What would you like to do?" And then the person could say, "Lexi, ask Chore Chart to log a chore." And Lexi would say, for example, "Ralph has 3 chores today. 1, clean the bathroom. 2, make the bed. And 3, mop the kitchen. Which chore should I log?" So you can do that, and lots of fun for that one. And it's also a way perhaps to motivate some people in the family or in the home to do their chores. We've got a couple other ones. We've got All About Dad, which is a personalized story narrated by Lexi, all about dad. We've got Roommates, which is the similar idea to the babysitter one, but designed more if you have a roommate and you want to help them out by keeping track of things that a roommate should know. All right. And finally, we have Pet Sitter, which is again similar to Babysitter, but if you've got a pet dog, a cat, and somebody that comes in to look after your pet, you could set a personalized blueprint skill so that they can hear what they need to know about taking care of your pet. Whew, there's a lot there. I went through that relatively quickly, but how do you actually make these? Well, when you click on one, you will see that there is a button at the bottom and it says "Make Your Own." When you click on that, the next step is then going through and following the steps that Lexi gives you on the app. And essentially, it's going to tell you to customize the skill. It'll tell you to fill in some blanks to answer questions. Once you've done that, it'll take you through how you add custom things to the database of information that you want Lexi to be able to share with you. And it's really self-explanatory. When you look at the app, when you look online, if you do it online, you'll see that it really is filling in a template. You're filling in the blanks, you're following along, and then it tells you exactly how to launch it on your own device, and you are good to go. So, big breath there. Lots and lots of information. Really fun things. I'll tell you this, Canadians, that's a great start. When you look at the templates or the blueprints that are in the United States, they actually have more that are available in the United States compared to Canada. Again, that's nothing new for us to hear, but hopefully they will start coming very, very soon. I will have a link to the blueprints on the show notes page, which you can always access at alexaincanada.ca/136, or you can always go to alexaincanada.ca/podcast to see all the previous podcasts. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I want to remind you, if you want to come and hang out with us in the Voice Den, then the Voice Den is happening tomorrow at Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. The feedback has been tremendous. I'm always struggling to find the best ways to describe it because it is not like your typical webinar online event. It is more like we are sitting in a bar or in a restaurant, all sitting around a table, having some fun, chatting with each other about voice technology, and getting your questions answered, and you get to be part of the show. So I sincerely hope that you will join us there, and I'll see you there. Again, Wednesday, August 26th, 5 p.m. Go to thevoiceden.com for your free tickets. Thanks for tuning in.